com. Robbie, Jake, and Collin closing things out. And, of course, let's welcome in our good friend from Baltimore, Bernard Hollywood Williams.
B-dubs!
Olympic gold medalist in the house. Bernard, how you doing, good friend?
Yo.
How are you? We are doing well this morning. We're fired up. How's it going in Baltimore?
Man, I'm doing fantastical, man.
You know what we have been neglecting, my friend? We haven't done this in quite some time. And now we got our good buddy Jake Mitchell back in studio with us. And I know he's been missing this. He hadn't gotten this in like a year. We haven't done a stay in our lane segment in like a month. Pretty much maybe 2 months.
It's been that long.
Since the pandemic started, we've had a shortage of stay in your lane stories. What do you say we get back to it today?
I say it's cool. Let's do it.
All right. So I've got 3 stay in your lane stories ready to go. First, we're going to go with Tom Brady. All right. So there are a couple of places I could have gone with Tom Brady. There's a couple of stories you could talk about with Tom Brady. We could have talked about Tom Brady's first photos appearing in a Tampa Bay Buccaneers uniform. Thought he looked good. They were, not on field photos yet. These were photo shoot type photos. A little weird, but overall looked good. We could talk about Tom Brady appearing in the Madden 21 trailer. Collin, you're really not so much excited about Madden 21 this time around. You say it's the same game as Madden 20, right?
It's Madden 20 with a roster update.
Yeah, basically so. So where I do want to go is to Pawtucket, Rhode Island, in the heart of New England. There is a beer brewery known as the Smug Brewing Company. The Smug Brewing Company. And they have come up with a new beer in honor of Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski and their move to Florida. It is a Imperial Fruit Sour using Florida key lime citrus and using sea salt. So you get a little bit of the Florida citrus mixed with the sea salt. They have used the Buccaneer Bruce, the Bucco Bruce logo, which they have basically kind of converted to the Bucco Bruce logo with a chicken instead of a pirate. It's the chicken holding the sword in his mouth. And they have named this beer in the heart of New England. They have named this beer Traderade. Obviously another Florida reference. So what?
Hey, why they kind of put a spin on the Gatorade, man? Come on, man. Leave the Gators alone. Leave the Gatorade alone. now they messing up.
Yeah, I do appreciate working in the Florida references, the sea salt, the Florida citrus, even the Gatorade reference. However, I think we can say to the Smug Brewing Company of Pawtucket, Rhode Island, you need to do what, Bernard?
Stay in your lane and drink all that beer that y'all making.
Y'all keep it, because that beer sounds terrible. I'm not drinking a lime and sea salt beer. Jake, are you drinking that?
I don't drink at all. I
Not a beer guy?
No.
No, Collin, you're a beer guy. Are you drinking the Florida key lime citrus and sea salt?
I don't drink beer. I don't drink beer either.
Yeah.
My beer choices depend on where I'm at.
So I'd
Like
have to be
location.
in the Keys. Yeah, maybe.
Like if I'm on a beach, then I'll be drinking the Coronas with lime. I'll pull out the IPAs. I'll pull out the Shock Tops. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm at a ball game, I go classic. The Bud Lights, the Bud Heavies, the PBR.
I saw a great tweet the other day. You can make fun of me all you want for my fruit drinks, but I don't want your bread-flavored soda.
I like that. All right, so earlier this week, WWE suspended their tapings and their productions due to one of their developmental superstars testing positive for the coronavirus. They shut down the entire production. They resumed tapings yesterday, so they only shut down for about 3 days. Is this too quick to come back, or does WWE need to stay in their lane? Anyone? Beulah?
B-Dub?
Bernard, you still with us?
I'm listening. You threw me off. I'm listening.
All right, so WWE, they shut down their tapings and productions on Monday. They picked them up on Wednesday, so they only stopped production for 3 days. Is that kind of fast to anybody?
That's too fast. That's too quick.
If you're going to shut it down, you can't do the cleaning and disinfecting that you claim that you're doing can't be done in 3 days, right? This has got to be a 2-week process minimum.
I mean, it's like I'm shocked that Vince McMahon has tunnel vision, and the only world he understands is a wrestling world in which there are no outside problems, there's no pandemic. That's Vince McMahon in keeping with tradition.
The thing that gets me is it was only a developmental prospect. It wasn't like one of the main roster guys. They shut it down entirely for a developmental prospect. If it was like Roman Reigns had tested positive for coronavirus, then it's like shut it down immediately. He's still recovering, or John Cena catches coronavirus, shut it down immediately. I get that, but the developmental prospect, that surprises me a little bit.
But they film everything in the WWE Developmental Center.
That's
where
the problem,
that guy goes to on a daily basis. So if he has it, assume everyone else has it, shut it down for a week. Deep clean everything.
All right. So the last Stay in Our Lane topic, it gets a little bit sensitive, and it talks about the social injustice issues that we've been dealing with the past couple of weeks, but it involves T.O. Now, if you remember T.O.'s career, he was probably the most diva of the diva wide receivers. Is that fair to say?
No. That's it depends on if you was a T.O. fan. But I'm listening. It's a lot worse. Like what's his name? What is that guy?
Odell's the diva. Yeah.
Beckham. And you got what's the other guy?
Well, Antonio Brown.
With the bag of Richards.
Absolutely. And the bag of Richards. By the way, I loved you reposting the bag of Richards story the other day.
So T.O. was not that bad. If you look at it, he never got in trouble with the law. He never got arrested. He didn't punch nobody in the face. I don't think he was a diva. It's just you got to look at the big picture.
He was the diva, but he was first. Now, I will grant you that Odell and Antonio Brown, they have surpassed him in their diva-dom. I will even say that even Chad Johnson, who was like immediately after T.O., he surpassed him in his diva-dom as well. But T.O. was like the first of the divas. You remember him working out and doing the push-ups in his driveway, the push-ups and sit-ups in his driveway, and incidents like that, which again are not illegal, but they were to detract attention from his team in wacky situations where he was getting suspended.
I thought that was great. Great, man. That was like reality TV, man. Like he was making himself known just for going outside and working out in front of his house. If you really look at it nowadays, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it seems so innocent when you look back at it compared to like the stuff that Antonio Brown has done today, and you try and compare the stuff. It doesn't weigh out. Yeah, I'm with you there.
Listen,
right.
I was just gonna say Michael Irvin had more issues off the field than T.O. did. Plaxico Burress shot himself in the foot.
Got arrested for shooting himself.
T.O. is a model citizen compared to a lot of NFL receivers.
He even cried to stand up for Tony Romo.
That's right.
I don't know how much more of a good guy could you be if you cry over Tony Romo.
That's my quarterback.
That's my quarterback.
That's my quarterback. All right, I got to ask. Let's get to the serious part of this. T.O. says that he was blackballed and says that the reason he was...
That's racist, man. That's racist.
No, well, we're getting to the racist part because he says he was blackballed due to his race. Didn't get a job back in the NFL due to his race. Now, again, we just went through this, and I agree with all of you that T.O.'s quote-unquote crimes were not as bad as the quote-unquote crimes of Antonio Brown. His issues were not as bad as the issues that we've seen from all the examples that we've just given. However, they were enough of distractions to teams at the time that I think that was what hindered him, and that's what held him to be essentially blackballed. Would you say it's race, or does T.O. need to stay in his lane?
Well, I can't say he needs to stay in his lane because if that's the case and he's experienced that, then I can't just tell him stay in his lane if that really happened to him.
That's important. We can't assume their experiences.
Right. But what I will say is he definitely, a lot of teams didn't want distractions, and he did bring a lot of distractions. So it could be a combination. And his numbers were down.
Right.
It wasn't like he was still catching, getting those yards too. So when you get older, they think you're more of a liability. They think you're not as good as you used to be, and then you're a distraction too. So and you have a history of being like a distraction, and I can see why that was the reason why he was probably blackballed or not hired.
Bernard, always appreciate you being a part of the show. Thanks for checking in for Baltimore. Collin, leave us with our beast of the day.
16 years ago, the Globo Gym Purple Cobras blew a 4-man advantage and fell to the Average Joe's Gym in the American Dodgeball Association of America tournament.
See you tomorrow for Juneteenth.
All right.